Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of Article Reactions. Some of the articles will be informative, some will be shocking, and some may just make you shake your head. We will be starting shortly. You do have the opportunity to financially support the channel in order to help it grow. So, in the very least of that manner, please like, share, and subscribe. Join Char Willie and Classic Ruby for their radio show, Keep the Beat. They broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CRBJ, Classic R&B Jams. There are discussions of the songs, and that can take you back down memory lane. If you missed the live broadcast, no worries. Replays are uploaded on Mixcloud. So, follow JustAskChar Advice Channel on Mixcloud, and you will receive the notification when these broadcasts are uploaded. So, thank you everyone for joining the show. We are about to get started.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another Article Reactions on Saturday. Hope you guys had a pleasant weekend. It's warming up out there in different places. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. I was out enjoying myself. Did a little grocery shopping, and hey, like I said, 36 degrees in Chicago in March is beautiful. Yes, it's just lovely. It's almost summer. Yes, it is. Okay, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm not. Yeah, so it's just wonderful. Let's see what's been happening. Not a lot. I haven't got a chance to look at all the current news. I am so behind. It's hard to catch up. It's really almost impossible to catch up, actually. If you don't check out the news daily, it just piles up. And it's not like they repeat it the day after, unless it's maybe something that's, in Congress or something like that. But locally, you can forget it. What's up, Don Teasy? Take it easy. How you doing? How you doing? Well, let's see. I have a little celebration, if you will. You guys remember that I used to mod for BGS on Saturdays. You remember those Google Hangout days, everyone? Do you remember those days? I know you remember them. Not that long ago, but long ago. And I used to email the link out to the guys. And because it was easy, folks would, they just try to get on and just take over your show and all of that stuff and hack it, and a whole lot of foolishness used to go on. So I would get the guys' emails, email them the link, and yeah. So I got a chance to meet a lot of guys that way, some cool dudes. And I want to give a congratulations to one of the gents over there. I'm his auntie. He has decided that I'm his aunt. So he's my nephew. That's what we call it. So I want to give a congratulations to Pharaoh Edmondson. He has paid off his truck. He has the title. It belongs to him. Congratulations, young man. I am so happy for you. Keep working out there. Keep working hard. So for you guys to have a little something to celebrate, I'm happy for you. I met a lot of cool guys out here in this space, and congratulations to those who have something to share with the people. So I saw this today. I was so happy for him. I'm like, all right, yeah, congratulations, young man. So shout out to you, nephew. I look forward to more good news from you and from other guys out there. So just wanted to share that with the peoples. And without further ado, with also some great news, she has disappeared. Where did she go? Oh, well, the Google gods has kidnapped her. Oh, well. Well, anyway, I will ramble a little bit more. But there are a lot of success stories out there. You don't hear a lot of them, but I think we need to celebrate more people with success because you keep hearing a lot of bad news. And there's nothing I want to cover on this show for article reaction because it isn't anything really to react to. It could be, but um, all I can say is let's talk about some good news, you know, among the folks in these spaces. That's what I ask. I hope it ain't too much to ask. Okay, so I think the Google Guys has released the Queen. So without further ado, everyone, you know what to do. Stand up, raise your hands in the air, and wave them like you just don't care. Because Classic Ruby has arrived, y'all. Yeah!
I'm free, y'all. I'm free. They had me in that whole internet bondage, but I escaped just to bring y'all some good news. That's right. We got good news today. One thing that's good news. I don't know about y'all. The rest of my news ain't so good, but I got one good thing to say. And it's the greatest kind of thing. You know what I mean? How you doing this Saturday, Char?
I am good. I was a little sleepy earlier. I had to run to the store to kind of wake up, get some air, and I'm awake now. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. I did some Pilates and some yoga to wake myself up today. I was like, listen, I don't think I can do today. Okay, I'm just tired. Let's just pass by Saturday. Yeah. I did some working out. Now I'm awake and sore. So I don't know. It's halfway a win. I'm not 100% yet.
Okay.
You know how it is. We're trying to get into shape. We're not there yet, but we're trying to.
Yeah, one day at a time.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. One very
Move
slow.
your body.
Yes, it's baby steps. When I say baby, like, man, you feel like you accomplished nothing. Baby steps for weeks, sometimes months, but eventually one day you're gonna be like, yeah, abs of steel. That's what I'm looking for. Beach body ready.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, shall we start with my special announcement today, Shar?
Yeah, I'm rubbing my hands together. I'm excited.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, y'all, if you don't catch our radio show, we say this every week, you're missing out, and you are. Now, this week, for those of y'all who were there, you know that I had like 7,000 birthdays just in this week alone that I needed to celebrate. Makes Ruby broke. Okay, I would be real. Broke. The first week of March is the brokest week for me. And I'm going to be broker now, y'all. I'm going to be broker. I'm going to explain why. This is still good news. Broker, but good news. And the reason why is because welcome, nephew Ruby. Okay, this is my baby nephew. It's my firstborn biological nephew. He came like 3 weeks early. Okay, March 5th if you're in BC on that time. March 6th if you're over here in the East Coast. That is my baby. Look at him.
Oh, look at this boo boo.
I know, right? And it's like reverse. The camera's reversed, but it says "Hello World" on his clothing. I think this is like, oh my god, he's just everything to me. And honestly, he looks just like his mama when he was born. Like exactly. Like we have strong genes over here. But that is my nephew, 6 pounds, 7 ounces, 50 centimeters. I don't know what that is in inches of gorgeousness. But he's so tiny. He almost doesn't look real, right? Like it's crazy. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Oh, look at the little boo boo.
That's my little boy. I'm telling you, he's going to be spoiled. He is the first of his generation. And I know he's going to be spoiled because I was the first in my generation and I was spoiled rotten. Right.
Really? Terrible. Oh, no. Say it's not so.
I know, right? It's really hard to believe. But you got pictures of baby Ruby who could like barely walk. And like literally there's like 8 feet of presents underneath the Christmas tree. And apparently they were all for me. Like it's just like spoiled rotten. And we're doing the same for him because he's the first of his generation from the baby of our generation. So, spoiled rotten.
Yeah, it's coming. It is coming.
I'm already ordering $200 crib sheets. I said it, $200 crib sheets. Don't tell Mr. Rudy though.
Okay.
He just found out.
Oh.
All right, so breaking news, y'all. Breaking news. Ruby is an auntie. I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling good. All right. I feel great.
All right, Auntie Rubes. All right.
Thank you all, y'all. I see y'all over there being like, congratulations. I know. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Okay. I'm done.
Okay. All right. So on with the show. If you're seeing the thumbnails, well, the thumbnail, you've seen that guy around. He's a dog walker. I'm sure you've heard of him. The one that tried to hold on to Lady Gaga dogs. Oh yeah. I mentioned it last week. I'll mention it again this week. Oh yeah, I can't help myself. And I might even mention it again next week because it's something going on and I want to talk about it. Not quite sure what, but something is fishy.
Oh no.
Or something is doggy. Which one is it? Something doggy? Well, okay. Whichever. But something fishy. So I'm going to pull up. I just got to see his face again. I just want you guys to just look in his eyes. Well, maybe next time. We're going to go ahead and just look at Miss Gaga for right now. Which one am I sharing? Am I sharing the wrong one? Yeah, but it's okay. I'll just scroll up.
Don't worry, nobody reads anyway. It's fine.
Lady Gaga's dog recovered, but mystery only deepens about the violent theft. And I agree with that. The mystery has deepened because what's going on with the people that shot the dog walker? You got the darn dogs back, but how? How so quickly? We're talking next day? So you got two guys. Let's see, what day was this? A woman, and it was a woman. She returned stolen dogs to a Los Angeles police department last Friday. But the mystery over the kidnapping and the shooting of their dog walker was only intensified. Okay, so the dogs were stolen on a Wednesday. Two guys jumped out, shot the man, stole two dogs, left the third one behind. This woman shows up Friday with the dogs. Give me some clues. Give me some tell me something. How you get the dogs? If you got the assailants went as far as shooting someone for these canines, is there, just, out of curiosity, is there any blood splatter, anything? I mean, something? How did this lady get the dogs? No one's talking. I need someone to talk and explain it to me. I need this. Are you guys going to just put a surveillance on her and watch her and then go and pick her up? Just to see if she knows something. Because, again, the dogs were stolen, put in a car. They're small, too.
Right.
Driven off to the sunset somewhere. And like 48 hours, if not a little less, they show up at the police station and the woman has them. How? So, I just want someone to explain it to me. I really do. I cannot and I will not let this go. For $500,000? She just brazen. Do. Oh, I have the dogs. Here you go. Oh, okay. You get a reward. No, I'm sorry. And they're saying that they don't see anything suspicious. Come on now.
Right.
Stop playing with me. Just stop. Please stop. Let me show my man sitting there. I got to show him too. But, can anyone explain that to me? Doesn't that sound fishy?
Yeah. It sounds like a backdoor deal to me. That's what it sounds like. Backdoor
Right.
deal. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Something's fishy. Well, what's going on? You just happen to find these dogs in less than 48 hours. Just well, what do you know? There's 2 dogs walking in the street. There they are. Oh,
Shocking. Just
right.
wandering around. Someone went through the trouble of trying to kill a man to steal only 2 out of the 3 dogs, and then said, you know what? I'm over this kidnapping dog thing, and just let them wander around. And some lucky woman found them. That
Yeah,
seems reasonable.
right.
Yeah.
Right. And they were in a car. They had to drive at least a couple of miles away.
Right.
Because anything else, it would be spotted. White sedan, there it is. There they go. So they had to go at least 2 or 3 miles at least.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry. I'm not gonna take it. He doesn't take it. Ryan Fischer doesn't take it. There's a lot to be said about that look on his face. Hey, you just don't know. He's cursing her out in his mind. He's like that. Beat over these BBB dogs, and I'm up here, and oh no, I got to say something. I'm gonna say something, and he did say something, but he didn't say enough. I mean, I understand the petty. We had talked about it before. He was a little petty, but that's not good enough. I want him to say, I'm going to need $500,000 myself, because it was a lot. I'm the trauma, what I'm going to go through. I'm not even going to be able to be around dogs. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be able to be around dogs anymore, because I'm just going to think about that sedan, that white sedan. That's all I'm going to think about. I don't even think I'm going to be able to be near a white sedan anymore. Any white car, I'm just going to run. I'm just, my life, I think I need about, what do you know, $500,000. I think that would do it for me. That would do it for me. Yeah, that would do it for me. That's the look on his face. He just needs to come on out and say it. I'm just saying.
Well, Char, I'm going to say one thing. Inside job. I said it. That's right. I said it. Listen, this is what it comes down to. When people, big stars like that, who are multi-billionaires, decide to hire dog walkers and stuff like that for peanuts, right? Maybe it's more than a normal dog walker makes, like $50 a day, but you're a multi-billionaire. I think that's unfair. On top of that, you treat me like trash. On top of that, you expect me to go above and beyond the extra mile, and you don't compensate me. So I come up with a plan with my friend, right? You're gonna steal the dogs. We practice. We looked up anatomy books, so we know if you shoot me right here, I'm not gonna die, right? We make a whole plan for throwing it, and we know the way this woman is with dogs. She will do a backdoor deal and never report nobody as long as she gets the dogs back safe and sound, right? And then what I think happened right now, he's hoping maybe she'll find some humanity or care for him. But just in case, right? That $500,000 reward, that's the third friend up in the deal, okay? That third friend, they're going to split that $500,000 3 ways. Just you watch. that's what's going to happen. You'll see. And that look is, screw you, Gaga. I got you, girl. You better pay me, man. Yeah.
Pay me my money. You gotta stay tuned, because when I find out, I won't talk about it. I ain't through yet.
Girl, we know you are not. You have done the dog walker story longer than I did the gorilla girl story. Okay, we know you're not done. We know it's okay.
Roof.
All right, well, y'all. I got a story of double standards for you. Yes, I do. Okay. First, we're gonna watch the initial news segment of one of the Capitol rioters being arrested and charged, right? And then we're gonna talk about the story. But it's a quick segment. Don't worry, it's a quick segment. I just want to give y'all some background if you don't know about this man at all. All right.
A Heartland man faces charges in connection with the U.S. Capitol riot on January 6th, and he is due in court today. The FBI office in Louisville arrested Clayton Ray Mullins of Benton, Kentucky on Tuesday. Mullins makes his first court appearance on charges including assaulting, resisting, or impeding officers, obstruction of law enforcement during civil disorder, engaging in physical violence, and violent entry and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds.
Okay, we're gonna rewind this a little bit so I can just you can really get the picture. Okay, I'm gonna tell you who you should be watching. So you're watching Buddy in Blue. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And the leg he is pulling on is a police officer's. Okay?
What?
I swear to God, it is a police officer's leg. Okay, and this is Mullins. Now that you have that context, just take a look again. Okay.
Okay.
Obstruction of law enforcement during civil disorder, engaging in physical violence,
That's
and
a cop
violent
right
entry
there.
and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds. According to federal court documents, investigators found video footage and photos, including these, showing a man later identified as Mullins assaulting a Washington, D.C. police officer. Those videos and photos posted on Twitter and YouTube. The officer Mullins is accused of assaulting had to be treated for a head injury and bruises.
All right. So this is an injured cop. Okay. There's two different angles of video that show Mullins' face very clearly. Also, show him. This was not an accidental, like, oh, I accidentally elbowed you in the face. My bad. I was trying to do something else. Okay. That's not what this is. So the man was arrested. Right. You see that? He was charged. Okay, cool. So let's see what happens when he goes to court. What do y'all think happened? You think the book was thrown at him because you don't hurt officers, right? Sure, that's my experience. If it's the thin blue line, okay? If you hurt an officer, that's it. They'll throw you away in jail for like 10 years for spitting at an officer, right? So it's gotta be, right? Because the system, the system is blind, right? Justice is blind. Okay, cool. So a judge released a man charged with assaulting a cop during the Capitol riots, saying the government messed up its case. Shocking, right? Now check this out. Chief Judge Beryl Howell said she likely would have kept alleged Capitol rioter Clayton Mullins behind bars, but the government's arguments left her hands tied. Okay.
What?
Right. So now y'all are seeing this, right? So this is not a case of the judge saying, nah, I don't really want to do this. This is about what the district attorney did. Okay. So let's, while we're listening here again, let's remind you, this is a police officer, very clearly, police. This is Mullins. Cool. Okay. I just wanted to remind y'all of what we're working with here. So, a federal judge on Tuesday reluctantly ordered a Kentucky man charged with assaulting a police officer at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. He was charged with assaulting a police officer. The police didn't drop the charges to something lower. Okay, just so we're clear. Released from jail while his case goes forward, saying she was puzzled by the government's arguments and likely would have kept the man behind bars if only they'd raised different ones. Clayton Mullins is accused of trying to drag a DC Metropolitan Police Department officer down the stairs in front of the Capitol during the insurrection. There's no evidence that he went inside the building, but he's charged with multiple felony counts for participating in the broader assault on the Capitol that day. Videos obtained by the government captured his alleged attack on the officer from multiple angles, right? Y'all saw that? Including, which we didn't see yet, from body cameras worn by officers who were close by, according to his charging documents. We're saying alleged. There is no question it was him and he did this. There's really honestly no question. Let's be real. Okay. But to U.S. District Chief Judge Beryl Howell's surprise, although the government did ask for Mullins to stay in jail pending trial, they didn't do so on the grounds that Mullins was charged with the crime of violence. Instead, the prosecutor argued that he posed a risk of flight or obstructing the case, which are narrower grounds. Howell repeatedly expressed confusion and incredulity during the prosecutor's presentation on Tuesday. She announced at the end of the hearing that the government's evidence and arguments on flight risk and obstruction were lacking, and she ordered Mullins released to home detention. Okay, so let's summarize here. Okay, Buddy, right here. He assaulted a police officer. There's really no question. There's so much evidence. If we spit at a police officer, they will talk about how violent we are, right? Let's be real. And despite what he did, they didn't say, well, you know what? He's violent. There's a lot of, violence going on right now. Things are unstable, so on and so forth. We're afraid, he's a violent offender. We need him remanded.
There's right. Johnny.
Right? So you would think, right? Because that's what I would think. I would think that would be in your argument, especially when the judge kept prompting you.
Right.
But no, we think he might be a flight risk. So, maybe that's seriously what they did. That's seriously what they did. Now, Howell pressed Assistant U.S. Attorney Colleen Kukowski to explain on Tuesday why the government wasn't asking for detention on the crime of violence ground. It's a ground. Like, it's so common, it has a name. The crime of violence ground. Okay. Kukowski said that although courts in other cases made it clear that someone charged with the enhanced penalty would fall under that category, the law was gray and murky in cases without it. Kukowski said that the U.S. Attorney's Office had been looking into the issue. There are at least 38 defendants charged with assaulting or interfering with police at the Capitol and received conflicting guidance. The U.S. Attorney's Office received conflicting guidance from who? Who was guiding them?
Right.
Right? That's what I want. Who was guiding them? Is it like, aren't they at the top of this? Who
okay.
I would love that. Now, Howell wanted to know too, right? Because that's a very good question. Who? Howell asked who had provided that conflicting information, and Kukowski replied that it came internally from the Justice Department, but didn't provide specifics. Shocking. Really? There was no specifics? We don't get to know?
Of course not.
Right. I know, right? I can't believe it. A Justice Department spokesperson did not immediately return a request for comment. Listen, y'all can wait forever. Forever for them to try to respond for comment. They are not responding for comment. Okay. Now, most of the more than 280 people charged with participating in an insurrection against your government at the Capitol, want to be clear what we're talking about here, have been allowed to go home while their cases are pending. But judges have been more likely to order pretrial detention for defendants charged with assaulting police at the Capitol. More likely. Not have definitely been doing it, right? If we shrug a police officer's hand off of our shoulder, we're going to prison and they will hold us for being violent offenders. Like, let's be real about the actual relationship here. You cannot assault a police officer in any way. If they're trying to detain you and you push them away from you, that's a violent assault now. Now you're a violent criminal. But when you are actually intentionally being continuously violent against a police officer, it's all right. You're just, in this insurrection against our government, which should be considered treason. But I'll just send you home to your families.
Yeah, my hands are tied.
Right. So now, Mullins was arrested on February 24th, and a federal magistrate judge in Kentucky held a detention hearing 2 days later. That judge denied the government's request for pretrial detention, obviously, because she couldn't do anything else, and ruled Mullins could go home subject to location monitoring, restrictions on when he could leave his house, and a $100,000 bond. Prosecutors appealed to the federal court in Washington, D.C., where all the insurrection cases are being tried. Howell paused Mullins' release until she could consider the government's arguments. When Kukowski on Tuesday offered to submit more briefing on the crime of violence issue, Howell declined, saying the government had enough time in the days after Mullins' arrest to present arguments and that she would keep him waiting in jail. She wouldn't keep him waiting in jail any longer, right? In arguing that Mullins was a flight risk, Kukowski cited the fact that when he was arrested, he was driving a car that was registered to a dealership that he owned and not to him personally, that he's self-employed, that he'd made large cash deposits in the days leading up to January 6th, and that he legally owned a gun. When Howell expressed doubt that any of these factors showed he was a flight risk, Kukowski argued that taken together, they showed that he led a life where he wasn't beholden to anyone else. That sounds like bullshit. That's what Howell said. I'm just not seeing that here. Kukowski next argued that Mullins posed a risk of obstructing the prosecution because he was already charged with obstructing police trying to protect the Capitol, although she acknowledged that logic was circular, because it is. Howell again wasn't persuaded, saying the government had to present evidence that a defendant might try to intimidate witnesses or interfere with evidence, and that being charged with obstructive conduct wasn't enough on its own. Before announcing her decision, Howell asked Mullins' lawyer, Pat Woodward Jr., if he wanted to present any arguments. Woodward declined and said the judge had basically made his case for him. Yeah, she kind of did. Now, do y'all hear that? Even what they did present, like, you're throwing the case. You're throwing the case against this guy. You don't care. Like, there's no way. Oh, he's a flight risk because we saw him driving in the public in a car from his dealership that he owns. What? He was driving around like the city? Was he making a break for it? No, he was just driving around. Like, that's not an argument.
Right.
Like, are you kidding me? Nothing about the crime. Nothing about the crime. Nothing about a crime of violence. Nothing about the fact that it's a crime of violence against a police officer. Nothing. And so they know what they're doing. Like, it's not like they don't know what the grounds are for holding someone based on all these different factors. They damn well know. They're the district attorney's office. They didn't argue those, even in the things that they did argue. And then they don't sit there and push the violent offender part of it. And now, well, that stuff is murky. It's vague and unclear. Since when? It's vague and unclear when you're using it against my community. Yeah. So, if y'all are missing, you're like, yes, finally, those Capitol rioters are being charged. It's not just us that they would do this to. This is how they're handling the cases. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All righty then. Well, let me add my little 2 cents in on the next article here, since we're talking about the dominant society. Let's see what I got here. We're going to talk about a little training, if you will. Let's see which one. I got 2 windows open. I didn't know I had 2. Okay, let's see which one it picks up. I knew it was going to pick up the second one. That's fine. Coca-Cola has employees taking training on how to be less white to combat racism. Anyone in the chat room, have you taken this training yet? I'm just curious. Have you taken the training? How long is it? Did you pass?
Right?
Anyone? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. I'm just asking for a friend. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Coca-Cola is making employees go through racism training that teaches the company's workers how to be less white. What? This seems like blatant racial discrimination to this employment lawyer, says lawyer Harmet K. Dillon on Twitter in response to the training. Dillon has responded to a post that shares images of the training allegedly being taught by Coca-Cola. Want to see it? Okay, here you go.
Yes.
Let's share. Share. Do do do. Da da da. Boop. All right, there's the classes there. Breaking news, breaking news. Coca-Cola is forcing employees to complete online training, telling them to be less white. Try to be less white. Now, just to let you know, it was a whistleblower that ratted on Coca-Cola. Shout out to the whistleblowers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to tell you how this began. This began from a young, or maybe not so young, eager, new boss, manager, that wanted to show how he can come up with ways to make things better. This was his creation. Now, I'm just work with me now. I'm just joking, but just work with me. And he just came up with this. He said, you know what? I got to come up with something. How can I work things out? I know. I'm going to tell everybody about this teaching here so we can all get along and harmony, hold hands and sing Kumbaya. And that's what I'm going to do. So that's what this person is. That's what I'm guessing. But anyway, as you see, if you can see it, it says confronting racism, understanding what it means to be white. Challenging what it means to be a racist. Okay? And to the right of that, to be less white is to be less oppressive, be less arrogant, be less certain, be less defensive, be less arrogant, or is that ignorance? Ignorance. Yeah, ignorant. Be less humble. Be more humble. I'm just changing everything. Listen, believe, break with apathy, break with white solidarity. That's what it is. Now, I don't know who actually written this. I would like to actually see the course. It says in the article that it's in LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying. You all want to go to LinkedIn, see if you can find it, please do so. Please do.
I think I have just the right amount of white already. I don't think I need to be less white than I am. So.
Oh, okay.
I can't, sure. You'd be less white.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying. In the U.S. and other Western nations, white people are socialized to feel that they are inherently superior because they are white. Research shows that by age 3 to 4, children understand that it is better to be white. And then over to the right, try to be less white. So when you read that, does it work? So if anyone is taking this course, how did it work for you? Are you less arrogant and less ignorant?
Of course not.
Are you less certain? What about defensive? You're not so defensive now? You don't call 911 anymore? I'm just wondering. You lock your car doors when, somebody walk close of color? So I'm just wondering how this training did anything for Coca-Cola. I'm just curious. Who came up with this? Come on. Who actually came up with this? Please. I want to know who written it. Who's behind this? I'm for real though. Who's behind this? I joked about the new manager and all that stuff. He wrote this, but I'm serious. Who written this? Because don't someone have to get it approved or something like, oh yeah, we did the research and this is how you do it. I just want to know if anybody knows.
I'm gonna say that white guilt plus social justice warriors came together and created this, because be less white. Like, if you don't think that this whole thing is problematic, just problematic on its face in and of itself, that would be the equivalent of people turning around and saying, why don't you just be less black? Right? Now, first of all, I can't. Right? Like, I'm as black as I am because I was born this way. It is what it is. So then what you're doing, and when someone says be less black or be more black, is you are taking some stereotyped concept of what black means as far as personality, character, defects, flaws, whatever, and attributing them to all black people and then telling them that they should be more or less like that. That is called stereotyping, which leads to prejudice, which leads to racism. So what you're going to do to try to solve that problem is do the same thing but to white people and then tell them to be less white and then tell them that's a valid statement to make. And that's not going to create any problems at all. Okay. Yeah.
This is so incredible. I couldn't believe this. I'm like, are you kidding me? Coca-Cola has something to say. Let me see. I got it on another page. What did I do with it? What page is it on?
There's nothing they can say.
Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola told the Washington Examiner in a statement, the video images attributed to the Coca-Cola training program are not part of the company's learning curriculum. Our Better Together global training is part of a learning to help people build an inclusive workplace. It is comprised of a number of short videos, each a few minutes long. The training includes access to LinkedIn learning platform on a variety of topics, including diversity, equality, and inclusions. The video in question was accessible on the LinkedIn learning platform, but was not part of the company's curriculum. Yeah. How does this work? Why are you doing this? What day did you decide, you know what, that's it? I'm tired of this. We're going to tell the people they got to be less white. That's it. This is not going, our profits are going down. This is what we have to do. We have to teach them to be less white. Pull it, LinkedIn, pull it up. That's it. Everyone must take this training right now. We want to do by the end of the week.
They've been telling
Skip your
people
lunch.
to do this. They've been telling people, listen, this is what happens when you tell white people, it's not my responsibility to educate you on racism or how it affects me, whatever. Y'all need to educate yourselves and educate each other. This is what happens when you tell them that, because then they're going to try. And this is the end result. So, good job, y'all. Good job. Next time, be more specific. Okay? Because this is the end. I'm telling you.
Totally crazy. My goodness.
I love crazy people.
I can't.
Hey, speaking of crazy people, I know Sean's gonna like this one. So, I remember I said, see, this is what happens when you people online. Yes, I say you people. That's right. All of y'all decide that certain influencers can just make statements and then suddenly they're true. We're all going to, talk about them and push them and, uplift them like they're kind of demigods. So let's talk about one of those demigods. Okay. Yeah, that's right. We'll talk about a demigod over here. Self-described Haddonfield sex and relationship strategist. Where does that sound familiar? Charged in Capitol riot. Okay. Prosecutors say Patrick Stedman, who bills himself to Twitter followers. That's right. He's not big here. He's only got like 214 followers on YouTube from what I could find. But on Twitter, he's big. As an expert in female psychology, chronicled storming the Capitol with fellow Trump supporters. then tried to blame it on Antifa. Now, and I before I read, I'm going to say this, because I've actually had this discussion with people. Oh, Antifa's the one who was making all the violent stuff. Antifa's the one. I was there. It was Antifa. Oh, no, you just didn't think you got caught on video. That's what happened, right? Okay, so you Antifa then? You're just a mole? No, okay. So let's be serious now. Let's get into Patrick A. Stedman. Okay, now I want y'all to see something. So Patrick A. Stedman is 32 years old, and he's also an expert in female psychology. Not all psychology, just female psychology. So let's take a look at Patrick A. Stedman. This is a 32-year-old man.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I will put him in his 40s.
Yeah.
Me though, right? Yeah, he looks about 40. You know, and like I said, so he's a Twitter demigod over here, right? There's his Pat Stedman, right? Now he does have 25.3 thousand followers, so he does actually have a fair following. It's not all because of his relationship and whatever advice, as we're about to hear. So, self-described Haddonfield sex and relationship strategist who hosts a social media show he calls COVID/Cabal was arrested Thursday in connection with the Capitol riot investigation. Who talks about COVID/Cabal? I'm pretty sure it's not relationship and sex strategists, but okay, cool. Prosecutors say Patrick A. Stedman, 32, who bills himself as an expert in female psychology, but hosts a social media show he calls COVID/Cabal. Okay. Chronicled his own storming of the Capitol with videos he posted to his nearly 26,000 Twitter followers in real time. But even as he crowed online about being among the first wave of President Donald Trump supporters who broke down the doors and climbed up the back part of the Capitol building, he was also telling his followers that Antifa was to blame for the incursion. So, like, does he have multiple personalities? Like, how are you tweeting about how you're part of the first wave? You're breaking down the doors and storming in and hooray. And then also going, Antifa's the one who started the incursion. What? Those are literally two different things, but okay, cool. In fact, logical consistency wasn't one of Stedman's strong suits in his social media posts that day, investigators said in court filings charging him with disorderly conduct and illegally entering Capitol grounds. I can tell you, having been in the Capitol, those videos, the MSM, mainstream media, is showing off fights between cops and protesters are unlike any of the dynamics I saw, he said in one video. Moments earlier, he had posted, "Shots fired, guns drawn by guards." Other videos posted to Stedman's account show him sitting in House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office. "Patriots took the hard drives from the Capitol," he tweeted triumphantly later. Remember, Antifa was responsible for the incursion. But then he's sitting there saying, "Oh, guys, we did it. We took the hard drives. It was us. We did it." Okay. Just, I don't know. Right? What did we tell you these last few months? The storm is here. But Antifa did it. Wait, hold on.
Right.
So a storm was coming. Y'all were going to be the storm. Then you are the storm. But Antifa did it. Okay, cool. Stedman, who shockingly lives with his wife and their month-old child in his parents' home in South Jersey. That must have been a Tinder hookup date that just went wrong. The condom boat broke. They didn't have money for plan B, and, well, he wanted to do the right thing and married her. Has developed a moderately sizable following by casting himself as a pickup artist and trafficking in a steady mix of misogyny, COVID denialism, and QAnon conspiracy theories online. Like, pick a lane, right? I don't get it. Pick a lane. You want to be a misogynist? You want to be a COVID denialer? Do you want to be a QAnon conspiracy theorist? Do you want to be a sex and relationship strategist? Like, pick a lane.
It depends on where the money at, you know. Hey.
Well, Char, from what I can tell, it's in that whole coaching thing. We know this. And yeah, he follows suit. He offers relationship coaching classes at $500 a session. $500 a session, promising to unlock the mysteries of well-executed online dating exchanges and the easiest way to supercharge your woman's femininity. Okay? His daily sex and female psychology newsletter promises to answer once and for all the question of what women really want from men. Answer: they want a man who makes them feel comfort and desire. Now, last year, look, this article is bouncing all over the place because the man bounces all over the place. Like I said, pick a lane. Last year, Stedman warned about a deep state cabal and satanic rituals in an appearance on the Masculine by Design Mancast. Have you ever heard of that? The Masculine by Design Mancast? I've never heard of that. Mancast. Y'all, there's a new term. It's a mancast, not a podcast. A mancast. All right.
And they masculine.
Right? It ain't masculine unless it's a mancast. Okay. So, and more recently, he warned his adherents on Twitter that by now you should all be prepared for what's coming. In fact, FBI agents in court. Let's get down to these tweets right here. In fact, FBI agents in court documents Thursday. Stedman viewed Trump's January 6th Stop the Steal rally as a history-making event. And the days leading up to it, he encouraged followers to join him in Washington, insisting the date would be commemorated for years to come as a national holiday like the 4th of July. You will want to tell your grandchildren you were there. Right? So, yeah, because what? You guys were just planning on standing and protesting on the steps holding signs, and you thought, like, oh, that was going to... No! Because you were planning to mess some stuff up.
Right.
Okay. But you guys are all a bunch of cowards. So instead of standing on your square and holding your L and taking your prison sentence or whatever like a man, now that it didn't go the way you were hoping it was going to go, now you want to pass the buck off to Antifa and say, it wasn't me. Okay. Like,
I saw you. It wasn't me.
Thank you. And I even have you on video. It wasn't me. Right? Look at me. Enough.
I seen you at the Capitol. It wasn't me.
Right.
I got you on camera. It wasn't me.
Exactly, right? Like, enough with you guys. Enough with you. Okay. Now, the next morning after he posted the tweet that I got on the screen over here saying, I've never felt so disconnected from the commentary. I know energy and something big doesn't pattern. Would feel bad if it did. Regardless, we'll be taking this opportunity to unplug for a few days and focus on writing, lifting, and meditation. Keep the faith. Yeah. And the FBI agent showed up to arrest him, tipped off by Stedman's former high school and college classmates who reported the videos he had posted online. Oh, so really, then it's not like they turned him in. It's almost like he turned himself in, because eventually they would have continued combing through the internet and they would have discovered what he was saying online. Because if you post what you think and feel all over the internet, eventually it's going to catch up with you. And so this relationship and advice misogynist, I can't even keep track of all the things he is. But anyway, yeah, buddy. Yeah. So this is what y'all, if you guys were following him thinking he was going to help you in life, well, now he's arrested. So probably not so much. Okay.
And he's an expert, right? That's the other thing. He was an expert.
Oh, yeah. Relationship and sex expert.
You know, why are all the experts, why do they charge so much online? It's always the ones online that charge so much. Not those with actual offices that you actually can go to and meetings and things like that. Isn't that interesting?
Sure. Thank you. And then they say, oh, well, actually, in real life, this would be 12 times as much. No, that's actually that's a crock. It would not be 12 times as much. It would be like, I don't know. I mean, $500 an hour, that's like an expensive lawyer.
Right. Someone on trial for murder, they gonna pay that, like, hey, get me out of here.
Right. Thank you. Like, come on, enough. Like, enough. Okay.
Wow.
Right.
Okay. Well, talking about enough. This is for you, DJ Music. Trump taxes reveal he claimed Ted Cruz as a dependent. Yes. This is for you.
Yes. I love it. Okay.
When it's tax time, you need all the deductions you can get. So I guess he said, hey, I got an idea. That little old teddy boy, that'd be my son. Yeah, I'm a son him, so hey, I might as well be my son. In the first major bombshell to emerge from the handover of Donald J. Trump's tax returns, the Manhattan District Attorney has announced that the former president claimed Senator Ted Cruz as a dependent. Speaking to the reporters, Cyrus Vance Jr. said that listing the Texas senator as a dependent was highly unorthodox, to say the least. For this deduction to be allowed, he would need some type of documentation proving that Mr. Trump had adopted Mr. Cruz or something to that effect, Vance added. From his Palm Beach home, Trump issued a tense rebuttal to Vance's statement. Ted Cruz is my little baby, and everyone knows it, Trump said. I can't believe it. I just cannot believe this man.
No.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
No, I can't with this one.
That's what he said. Ted Cruz is my little baby, and everyone knows it. I actually can hear him saying that. Think about it. You could actually hear him if you think about it. Like, yep, he said it.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I don't doubt he said this at all. I know he said it 1,000%. But wow.
And this is what Cruz had to say. If it turns out I am, in fact, Donald Trump's little baby, that will be the greatest honor of my life, Cruz told reporters.
Oh my God. No. I'm done. No, I can't even today. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope, this one's not for me. What the hell?
So I'm going to find me some folks to claim. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, that's my little baby right there. That's my son. That's my daughter. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to go around YouTube, pick me some folk. Yeah. Start claiming them. Yep.
Wow. Like, are you for real? Like, no, it doesn't seem real. I can't understand that this is legit. I can't. This didn't really happen. No, I don't accept it. Oh yeah. Like, just imagine, Char. Imagine sitting there, right? And you're an adult, having an adult conversation with someone who did something illegal. Like, this is tax fraud. You just do this. And that's what they say to you. Dead ass. Like, so serious. Like, yo, no, I'm not even joking. Right? Like, no, he's my little baby. What? Everyone knows that. What? Are you confused what a dependent is, sir? Mr. I was a president of the United States is not sure what a dependent is. that you can legally claim as one? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I've had some friends where honestly I felt like I could have claimed them as a legal dependent, but guess what? Legally I can't unless I marry them or I pop them out of me. Right? Like, I mean,
Right.
Or I legally adopt them. But if they're adults, you can't legally adopt an adult and then claim them as a dependent. You can't.
Only Trump can. That's it.
Wow, man. It's terrifying to think of all of the things that he did while he was president and no one could stop him. Right? Like
Right.
there's no stop button on Trump. Oh God.
I'm sure there's more stuff to come. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is there ever, girl? I'm positive with you. Right over here with you. I am positive for sure. Okay. Wow. Well, y'all know this saying. Now, this is not a happy story at all. Like I said, I had one, and I already told it. So y'all know this saying. You know, like we're like, oh, what are you getting charged with? You know, being in public while black, walking while black. You know, driving while black. You know, we say that, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm going to show y'all a story of how badly it can turn out for you, literally, to be walking while black. Literally walking while black. And now, y'all might have heard some of this story. We're going to be reviewing a video over here. And the reason why is because they break it down very well. From MSNBC. So let's take a look at this. I could not even believe when I saw this. Y'all keep your eyes peeled. There's a lot of video, not just the buddy talking. There's a lot of video in there. So keep your eyes peeled. Okay. And I click share video. You know what? I feel like I'm kind of pro now. Like I just click share audio now. Like it's nothing. You know, I just know.
Okay. Rock on, girl.
I feel good.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Right? All right.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Just after I started talking about being pro, oh, now the internet doesn't want to work. No, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Not like you're embarrassing me for my friends. Oh. Now you want to work, but now I have the sound off. Listen, you got to work with me here. I was looking cool for like a hot second. Okay. Let's try this again.
All right. Oh.
That is the scuffling, which proved to be the last moment of Kurt Reinhold.
You'll see here, because you did miss the first few minutes of all the thing. Police officer objected to jaywalking stop before it turned deadly. Jaywalking, y'all.
Oh my goodness.
Stop. A jaywalking stop. He was literally walking while black. Jaywalking. Yeah. They didn't even try to trump it up. It was jaywalking. Okay. Let's keep watching.
Reinhold's life. The 42-year-old father of two was shot to death by police there in broad daylight. He was unarmed. And he was not suspected of any serious felony or misconduct at all. He was stopped for alleged jaywalking, an infraction in California that carries a $250 ticket and is also rarely enforced to begin with. Now, to understand this incident and why so many of these incidents in American policing prove controversial, it also helps to see what led up to that scuffle, which is our special report tonight, building on our coverage of this case. Tonight, we can actually show you more of precisely that lead up, because the Orange County Sheriff's Department has just released more video, only after pressure, we should note, from the public, from recent protests, from press coverage, and a lawsuit. And now this video evidence sheds more light on the officer's mentality going into the stop. We can hear the officers on the dash cam video and other video before they even make contact with Reinhold, and they argue over whether to approach him at all. So now on this tape, newly available, I want you to listen as one officer appears to verbally push back against the other, more aggressive officer, saying the situation, before they even made the stop, the situation is, quote, controlled and doesn't merit stopping Reinhold. Before there was
incredible,
any stop,
right?
before what we showed you, before any scuffle, officer already concerned this may not be a worth. The officer says, which sound referencing become a questionable precedent. Turn this stop into a case of this. They went ahead and they did pull up to Reinhold. And before even telling him why they are stopping him or if he's technically under arrest yet, you're going to see they start saying if he does not stop, they will, quote, make him stop. Quite the escalation for this alleged jaywalking.
Wow. Lord.
How you doing? How you doing?
Oh. And resisting arrest. Here we go.
Audio. How quickly this whole thing escalated by the choice of the officers. Already, it doesn't look like a stop that's making the neighborhood much safer. It looks like a situation with an unarmed person minding his own business, who then is asking, where did he even jaywalk? And then a concerned witness took cell phone video, which shows more of this from another angle.
Where did I jaywalk? Stop touching! Stop touching! Stop touching! Hey, on me! Why are you stopping? Stop touching! Stop touching! Stop touching! What is your problem? Why are you touching me? Why are you touching me? Why are you touching me? For what? Who are you?
Sit down.
As they argue and the video continues, there appears to be an effort by Reinhold to just get away. Then the officers tackle him, which includes the one officer who initially cautioned against the stop, saying things are under control. As it escalates, moments later, an officer says Reinhold has his gun, and they kill him with 2 shots.
Two of you. And you got to use deadly force. I'm just so tired of this. I'm just so angry.
Just like that. Now we have more information about how it ever got to that point.
Yeah, I don't hear any audio anymore on your end. YouTube may say it's SBN, MSNBC. We don't want you to play no more. I'm just so tired of the same scenery, time after time after time.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I'm sorry, sweetie. I didn't hear anything. I was saying that I didn't hear anything, and I just was talking, just saying how disturbing. I'm just tired of this. We heard up until the part where when you scrolled over to right here, didn't hear anything. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. So I was saying my laptop's acting up. I apologize. But I was saying, here's the thing. So you look at this. Now, they're trying to use this as proof. Oh, this is him reaching for the gun. This is why it's turned into this, because he reached for the gun. That's what they're saying.
They actually said that?
Yes.
Okay, let me calm down. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Girl, trust me.
I'm going to go on mute.
Nothing to be sorry about. Oh, listen, this is something we got to be furious. We got to be furious. This is a good family man who jaywalked. Who doesn't jaywalk when the street's completely clear? You got somewhere to go. The light is, like there's nothing there. So who doesn't jaywalk? Who doesn't jaywalk under that condition? And that's why this man is dead. Because it was a controlled situation. He had no guns on him. He had no gang, nothing. He had nothing on him to indicate a threat or a reason to stop him or nothing. And this good family man is dead because he chose to jaywalk rather than for the light to turn green. But who doesn't do that when the lights are dead clear? In New York, who doesn't do that constantly? Like if you were to kill everybody for jaywalking, half the planet would be dead. Now, to be clear, it is actually illegal for them to use deadly force to try to arrest a jaywalker. It's actually illegal for them to do that. So, given that it is actually illegal for them to use deadly force at all, let us see now whether or not this young man, this family man, this man whose children are now abandoned, let's see if they get justice. I'm over it. Like I'm over seeing these videos of these young, good, upstanding Black men being mowed down in the street for no good reason. I'm just over it.
I'm just so angry. I don't know. The stuff I see when it's new to me like this is just shocking. And I mute myself because I just don't want to keep talking and rambling while you're, showing the video. But I'm very angry over it. I'm looking at this. I read the caption and they're talking about jaywalking. So you have nothing to do. Look, watch. He's going to do it. Okay, well, we're going to stop him. Yeah, we're going to stop him. What? You don't have nothing else to do. Mm-hmm. And this is what I'm talking about. They need to have to take accountability. They need to have to pay for insurance. I'm telling you, it will stop it. It will stop it. They should be able to be sued civically. They should be able to lose their job automatically. This is ridiculous. You don't need a union. A union for what? Well, okay. We know the history. We know where it all comes from. So let me calm down. Okay, I'm back. Okay, continue. Sorry.
No, you know what? No, it's not something to calm down about, because at the end of the day, you have one cop in this car who turned around right during that conversation went, yeah, it's a controlled situation though. Like I don't think we don't need to stop him. It's fine. It was the driver. So that said, no, well, yeah, we need to stop him. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's get him. Let's get him. Right? So that driver was gunning for that young man. He wanted to have a problem with a black man. You know what he did? Right?
Yeah.
What he did was he made his partner panic on purpose.
Mhm.
He's the one who went, he's got my gun! He's got my gun! Right? To make his partner react. Because his partner
Right.
clearly was not part of the thin blue line mentality. Right? Because he was like,
Right.
no, why are we gonna arrest him? He didn't do nothing. Well, see how well that worked out. And so now that police officer who originally thought this was bad, now he's probably the shooter. Right?
Oh
So,
yeah. And they're gonna
yeah.
tell him, oh man, it's all right. You're gonna be cleared. I got your back, man. Don't worry about it. I got it. I got it. And if he continues with this, then he's as guilty as the rest of them, all for a damn pension. There's a lot of stuff I'll do for a pension, but I ain't trying to take nobody's life and selling my soul like that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Exactly.
Wow.
No.
Mm-mm. Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm over it. And again, he reached for my gun. Look, there's a gun, guys. There's a gun. No. Just no. Y'all know what that was. Y'all know the guy was being pinned and whatever. He's moving his hands around. He can't even see your gun. How is he going to reach for it? Enough. So his hand was there. It does not mean he was reaching for nothing. But you see, this is what they do. They went through all of his life. They couldn't find a way to try to portray him as a hooligan or this or that, some terrible person. They couldn't do it. So instead, now they're just going to blame him for his own death. Well, he reached for my gun.
Really? Could you tell me what they said? I'm just curious if it's in the article. If they went back to, say that he smoked weed when he was 12 years old in the bathroom. I want to hear if they did all that.
Nope, they weren't able. That's the problem. They weren't able to find anything like that. All they could find was his family. This is a good man. He's a good man who does good acts and good works within his community. He's a father. He's a good, he's a good guy. They couldn't find anything. So because they couldn't find anything, right? Originally, the only footage that was released was that first little clip at the beginning, right?
Uh-huh.
So then they went digging as they normally do, right? That's what they did. And when they couldn't find a way to validate the cops for the reason why they stopped him, right? And then the rest of that video got leaked, right? Then they sat there with a fine-tooth comb and went over that video, right? Trying to find some place they could say, oh, see, look, this is the place where he reached for the gun. Right? That's what they were doing. They're trying to justify these cops because they know that what the cops did was illegal. It's illegal. That's what the presenter from MSNBC said. And I wanted to play y'all to the end of the video. Unfortunately, my laptop is not cooperating today. But yeah, that's what he says. He says it is illegal for you to use deadly force to stop or detain a jaywalker. It's illegal. So the police department knows that. So they were doing everything they could, scrambling, trying to cover themselves. But it's not going to work. It's not going to work this time because that little picture over there with it's not. I'm telling you, this time they're not going to get away with it. I don't think they will. That's too much. You killed a good, decent, unarmed man for jaywalking.
And one more thing. Mm-hmm. What were, the aggressor, what was he going to do? Arrest him for jaywalking? Was that what he was going to do? Because he told him, you got to sit down. Okay, now you're in trouble for resisting arrest. Mm-hmm. So that means that you were going to arrest him. So if that's true, what is that charge for? The reason you were actually going to arrest him for jaywalking. What was that going to be? Shouldn't that just be the ticket? You going to actually book someone and do all the paperwork, fingerprints, all that for jaywalking? I don't believe that. And so that tells me your mindset was somewhere else. You had other things in mind. Yeah. Premeditated for real.
Yeah,
wow.
This is exactly what he had in mind. Whether it was going to end up in death or other trumped up charges or something, this is exactly what he had in mind. That's
Yeah.
exactly what he wanted. And it's sad and pathetic that this guy, he's walking down the street. You have to stop. Why? Why do I have to stop? What did I do? Tell me what I did that I have to stop. Like that's what this young man is saying. What did I do? Why do I have to stop? What do I have to do?
Right. And they're gonna tell me to stop and then touching me. Wait a minute, you going too far. Blame that man.
Right. Write me if you want to write me a ticket and hand it to me. Cool. You want to write me a summons to appear? Cool. You're not putting your hands on me. I'm walking down the street. I've committed no crime. There's no smell of weed on me. There's nothing you can try to pin on me. And see, this is a problem when people go, well, you know, the reason why this happens to black folk all the time is because they do these illegal things. If you didn't smoke weed so much and wear your saggy pants and do this and do that, well, then you wouldn't have these problems. Well, hey, guess what? You can't get rid of. Try to be less black, y'all. Because if you're less black, then maybe this won't happen to you, right? You just whiten up that skin tone, because that's what it is. That's what happened. He's a black man from over there. He's a black man. That's why this happened. Not because of if he was wearing a hoodie or a pant. No, it's not because of his clothing. Not because of gang affiliations. Not because he was smoking weed. Not because he was nothing. He was doing nothing wrong. Nothing. He jaywalked. And if y'all are gonna sit there and want to say some foolishness, well, jaywalking is still a crime. Cool. If you can swear on your children, your mothers, your grandmothers, everyone's lives for real that you've never jaywalked in your life, fine, you can say something. Otherwise, shut up, because everyone I know has jaywalked countless times. I couldn't even count how many times I've jaywalked. Everyone jaywalking is not even. We know it's on the books as a crime, but it's not a crime. Whatever. Everyone jaywalks. I've jaywalked right in front of police many times.
Okay.
Right? Come on. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. On my last article, again, shout out to the whistleblowers. That's what I got to say. Cruz says his wife was pissed about the leaked text messages paparazzi coverage. Well, if you want to know what that's all about, you know, when Texas had their problem, what is it, 2 weeks now? I'm not sure if it's 2 weeks. It might be about 2 weeks now. And your man just ran off with his family on vacation. I mean, folks ain't got water, power. He gone. He said, you know what? It's a good time to go on vacation. Well, the messages were leaked.
Oh,
again.
No! Oh, no!
Shout out to the whistleblowers. Oh, yeah. Senator Ted Cruz on Tuesday continued his public apology tour for his heavily criticized trip to Cancun last week amid a crippling power and water crisis across his home state. But the Texas Republican repeatedly made light of the scandal and complained about his own family's treatment by members of the media, as well as by the neighbors who leaked the contents of the compromising group text chain. Shout out to the whistleblowers. So someone had shared the group text and and told off on Big Dog. Now, this is what I have to say. You have a responsibility. You know, you raise your hand up and you're supposed to be on oath saying, hey, I promise to serve the people and all this stuff. But that's only if you want to, because they do anything they want pretty much and get away with it. Mm-hmm. It happens time and time. I don't see where too many things that they do that are illegal and they lose their position. Very, very seldom.
Nope.
As far as with his his family, I have no problem having him send his family away because he has the means to do that. You do that. Your family should be safe. You stay back as a man and a man of the people as well, just a man and the man of the people, and do what you're supposed to do to put things in order.
Right.
Why would you not do that? Why would you
coward.
not? Right. Why would you not do that? I guess you are Trump's son. I guess you are his little boy. Yeah, you might. I think you are his little bitch baby. That's who you are. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. I said it. That's it.
Y'all have to understand the history of bitch baby. I said that like years ago, and Char was just tickled pink. She's like, "Say that again. What was that term you used?" I was like, "Bitch baby." She's like, "Yes, I've never heard that. It's perfect." But I mean, for real, he kind of is, though. I mean, let's be real here. What else could you say? Like I said, he's a lazy coward. That's all there is to it. He is a lazy coward. And I don't know how. I'm hoping come election time, y'all get your heads together and care about your local elections, because I'm not sure this is who you want running your stuff. Cool. If you don't like it, though,
okay,
vote. That's all I gotta say. Vote, because people are not voting. And then when you get stuck with, morons like this, then you go, man, democracy, they don't care about my state. They don't care about my city. No, you don't care about your city because you let this guy be elected. Like, no. Okay. This is tragic. Tragic. I'm gonna say at the end of the day, I think that this is an interesting little tidbit to leave us off on. It's a quick little story. And the reason why, y'all ever heard the saying? It's a saying, right? Being caught red-handed. Most people have heard the saying, right? It's a popular saying. You've been caught red-handed. Well, our next criminal was caught orange-mouthed. I'm being serious. Orange-mouthed. Okay, so let's go right over to being caught orange-mouthed over here, y'all.
Okay.
Hopefully the laptop will agree with us. If it won't agree with us, I will just bounce to the picture really quick and then come off and let y'all know what happened. So let's try this. All right. Okay, we have success so far. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
Perfect. Oh yeah, this is sounding a lot better for me too. Okay, so as you see, Cheetos residue helps Tulsa police arrest suspected burglar. I'm being so serious. Oh, y'all thought I was kidding. No, orange stuff. Okay, so okay. Now, everyone has seen or experienced the leftover dust from Cheetos on their fingers or stuck in their teeth. Well, Tulsa police officers recognized the Cheeto remnants Friday night while investigating a burglary. Police were called about a woman breaking into a home with 2 children inside near 67th Street in Sheridan around 8 p.m. on Friday. Officers found that the suspected burglar had pried the screen off of a window of the home to get inside. Police said she left without stealing anything or hurting anyone. Now, I'm going to show y'all the sheet because you know what? It's just more fun. So you can hear the story, so you look at the sheet. Cool. I just want y'all to imagine her in this. Now, police say they found a bag of Cheetos and a water bottle on the floor near the open window, leading them to believe the person they were looking for dropped them on the way out. The victim, identified as Sharon Carr as the woman believed to have broken into the home. Police say Cheeto residue in Carr's teeth further linked her to the crime. A good reminder, I swear to God, this is what the Tulsa Police Department wrote on Facebook. A good reminder that Cheeto dust can be pretty hard to get rid of. Yeah, I swear to God, that's what they said. She's facing charges of first-degree burglary. Now, I want you to think about it. First of all, I want to say this about this story. I don't think she dropped those things on the way out. I think on the way into the window, she was having trouble and she put them down by the window and then crawled in. And she forgot in her, I guess, hurriedness of leaving to pick them back up. That's what I think happened. I don't think she dropped them, like dropped a giant bottle of water and a bag of Cheetos and forgot, like, or didn't notice. No. So she put them down, probably because the Cheetos bag is loud. It's going to be making crunchy noises and stuff. I don't know why she needed to bring it in with her. Like, maybe the bushes might have been sufficient. But no, so she put it down. She remembered she was halfway up the wall or whatever. She said, you know what? I should put this down. She put it down by the window, crawled in. Now, why did she do it? I don't know. But I'm going to say that the female victim identified her, which means there's some type of relationship between the two. I guess more news will follow. But I just wanted y'all to know that you can be caught orange mouth. Yes.
Well,
right? You can never get rid of that Cheetos stuff. It's everywhere on your fingers, wherever. And it's like your fingers are staying orange for like a week. Your teeth, your tongue, everything. You know, like your spit for like 3 hours afterward. Everything is orange. It just coats you in orange dust, right? Yep. You want to be a burglar? Maybe don't cover yourself in Cheetos first. That's all I'm saying. Try to help y'all out. Okay.
Dang. That was funny. Okay. Well, good people, thank you so much for coming out and supporting us. I appreciate it. Thank you for those that had the nice little jokes. I enjoy them in the chat room. Those were fun. And I hope you guys tune in through the weekend. Check us out on Keep the Beat. We're here on Wednesdays at Classic R&B Jams over there, having some good times with the music. Going down memory lane, and I'm sure some beats that you like. Come on through, check us out. And I'll play a commercial, and also go to my Mixcloud. That's the simplest thing to do. Just go to Mixcloud, and you can check it out whenever you want. So if you can't check us out, live, you can at least hear the replay. So, think about it. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So you guys be safe. Hope to see you next week. And until then, peace.
Cheers, y'all.
Hi, this is Char Willie from the JustAskChar Advice Channel. Join me and Classic Ruby for a radio segment called Keep the Beat. We broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from Classic R&B Jams, CRBJ. We interact with the audience in the chat room where you'll have access to emojis, gifts, and the lively conversation. Press the icon that is a speaker, then press play radio. After a 15-second commercial, all the fun will begin. If you miss the live broadcast, you can listen to the replays from Mixcloud. Follow my channel on Mixcloud, JustAskChar Advice Channel, and you will receive notifications when the show has been uploaded. We hope to see you soon, and until then,